So welcome back to the Levanto Collective's channel. I'm Lenelis, I'm the founder, and if you're wondering who are these lovely ladies next to me, they are part of the collective, and you should be too. Today we're going to talk about what we wish we learned in school, and I'm pretty sure it was a lot of things. A lot of things.
Yes.
And we're going to discuss our experiences in school, what the opportunities were that failed us, essentially, and now as adults, how we're trying to cope with the failure of our institutions. So with me, I have Shawnee Black.
Hello.
And Erica Zuck.
Hello.
They are members of the Levanto Collective, and they are also my best friends. So they're supposed to be here. They were not coerced. I promise. They want to be here. Blink twice. So I actually went to high school with Asia and college with Erica. Mm-hmm. So they spanned a lot of my educational career. So we probably share the same gripes, but we also had very different experiences at those institutions. So I want to talk to Asia first. Mm-hmm. We went to Catholic school.
That we did.
In New York City. That's where we were born and raised. Mm-hmm. How do you feel now in hindsight about your Catholic school experience and your preparation for actual adulthood?
Oh, wow. This is a little tough, not gonna lie. I think Catholic school very much taught me values about how to treat human beings that I don't think is happening in today's world. I'll just leave it at that.
And Erica, you went to public school.
Yes, I did.
What was your public school experience in Maryland?
It was good. It was good. Like overall, it was good. Very diverse. So there's that aspect of it. But I think for me, for public school, it was like, I knew I was going to college. For, many people, part of the collective, like from your parents, I had one parent who went to college, one parent who didn't. She's doing very well for herself. So, but quite well for herself. I had one parent who had multiple degrees, and it was expressed to me that college was not a choice for me. It was happening. So high school really was just the path to get to college. I just kind of went through it just to get to the goal. But looking back, there are things I wish I had learned in high school to prepare me for college a little bit better versus having to kind of just experience it through failure.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Right. I mean, we do learn through failure, but did we have to learn like that hard?
Yeah, no, we didn't. We didn't.
And that's kind of why I started Levanto, because I was like, we could learn a different way. Like, we can be guided in our learning as opposed to like thrown into the wolves, essentially. Mm-hmm. And especially as women of color, by the way, we're all the eldest daughters.
Yes, we are.
So there's like an additional pressure to kind of succeed and like succeed. Not like mediocre succeed, like actually succeed. Mm-hmm. So there's this opportunity there that we saw, like you said, there was no choice. Like college was always the answer. And we have multiple degrees that we paid for post-grad. Mm-hmm. And, the amount of money I spent versus the amount of education I got, like, don't get me wrong, I met her in college, best thing that happened to me. Totally worth the debt, in my opinion.
100K, baby.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's just like there are other ways for us to learn. So how do you think you managed to learn to adults at your age? I guess the better question is like, how did you manage to adults without the proper tools?
Let me tell you something, America. Okay. It's been a lot of flying by the seat of my pants.
Truly, yes.
And just leaping on faith. Newsflash, warning for anybody. I'm a spiritual person, so every once in a while I may mention God. That does not affiliate anything with the Levanto Collective, so don't get mad at her. Okay.
I appreciate you. We prefaced that we went to Catholic school, so spirituality is there.
It's there. But it really, a lot was like trusting in God, not necessarily a religion. So like sometimes I'm like, I went to Catholic school, but where does that fit in?
Like a
higher being.
Power.
You call it the universe?
I call it the universe. That feels more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
It is interchangeable for me sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes God is a woman, a black woman at that, with locks.
God is always a woman. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna push my beliefs.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna reel it back, y'all. But it really was a lot of like trial and error and faith in the world of adulting. Especially being the eldest daughter, you're kind of forced into this leadership role. So I was figuring out a lot of things in life. So and then teaching my younger sisters and other younger generations so that they don't do what I did. Yeah. And I felt like that was what propelled me to continue to always, every time I failed, get back up in that way, in that regard. So it was a lot of winging it.
I saw a meme on Instagram or something like that. And it was this guy, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the creator, so apologies. But he had this whole thing of like being really appreciative. Like he was like, say it was like a setting in a library or like a living room or something. And he was like sitting there, like being really thankful for his older brother. He's like, man, like really couldn't have done it without my older brother. I'm really thankful for him. And then it just like the camera angle switched. It was just like, and he was like, my older brother didn't have an older sibling to guide him. And he kind of like, the camera, like, it was like him turning back to his older brother who was like off, like writing something down or like really like studying or doing something. And you could see him, the main guy's face, it cracked something in him to be like, he had to do it on his own. And he just felt so like heartbroken because he's like, it was already hard enough for me to do it with his guidance. Imagine not having an older sibling who's already been through it to help you through it. We have parents, but it's different with a sibling.
Yeah,
it's a lot more open and a lot more, there are certain things you're not editing out about your experience when it's sibling to sibling versus like, you and a parent. And it touches right on that of like, just kind of had to figure it out. And even if our parents had been through something, the way that technology and the world is changing so quickly,
every day,
the things that were applicable when they were going through it are obsolete by the time that we're going through it. Yeah. So it really is, you're kind of like a pioneer, especially as eldest daughters, as eldest, children, like charting those waters on your own.
And those waters were murky.
Girl.
There are some murky waters. And it's just like that whole thing about having to navigate basically without a compass, right? On faith. Like, the world is not flat. I'm just going to keep going. I may or may not fall over the edge.
Flat.
I got to keep going. Something will be there to catch me, right? And like, a lot about that is community, right? Like, you said, like, siblings. We don't have older siblings. We are the older sibling. And yeah, we can talk to our siblings about certain things, I guess, now that they're adults. Like, all of our siblings are now adults. But what we had was each other.
Yeah. And even then, I think it took time to talk about the more, like, shameful failures. Yeah. And I'm saying failures, I don't think it's a bad word. I'm saying it in the sense of like, you kind of learn by failing. And we've talked about stuff amongst ourselves that we're like, I have never told anyone this before. And so there are things that you are carrying by yourself for a significant amount of time until you hit a certain point in your adulthood and you're like, I got to tell someone about this.
Oh, for sure.
And just to talk about it.
Yeah.
So there is that duty and responsibility of like, I have to do this. I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
And life, like, now I'm getting a little philosophical. It's like it really is like, you know, like this is your first time through. Yeah. For some people, it's, you know, that's not what they believe. But you know what I mean? Like, as Glenellis, as Shanasia, as Erica, this is your first time through. I will never be this age again. Then my next birthday, I had a birthday recently. Go Virgo.
Virgo season.
I'm surrounded by September babies. I'm a November baby.
Yes.
And they love me anyway.
I am a Libra though.
Oh my God. She's like, Claire.
There actually is a succession. There's Virgo, Libra, Scorpio.
Yes.
So
we never clocked that.
We are Virgo, Libra.
I'm the eldest daughter out of this group.
Oh yeah.
But for real.
But for real though. But for real.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Yeah. I just put that together.
Yeah.
So basically we're wonderful people is that and all of that. But my question is like, what tools or like resources or guidance do you wish you had to navigate those waters? Like in hindsight, like what is like now knowing what you know, what is like the missing pieces for you back then?
For me, I think the missing piece was some way, whether it was in school or it was at home, and it's no shade to my mother in any way, shape, or form or upbringing, but like I'm finding now in my adulthood that there's so many conversations around the topic of money that I wish that I had gotten, even if it's just like, hey, when you get a credit card, not like, just know that you're going to charge it for something. And then there's this thing called interest, and you're going to pay the minimum, and then they're going to hit you back with the interest. And you're going to be doing this dance back and forth, right? Like something as simple as that. And I mean, I did know about a credit card, but I think I got a quick conversation about it in college. And it's just like Catholic schoolgirl released. I went away to school. I went to my first tour in school was Worcester, Massachusetts. So it's just like freedom and free money. I was like,
freedom and free money.
Right?
Oh God, that's a memoir right there.
No, but that's how it feels like, right? You don't think about these things in that. At least I didn't, because we didn't have those conversations in my childhood. I mean, you know, that could be a whole cultural thing, a whole socioeconomic thing.
So
but
we are also the eldest daughter of immigrant parents.
Yes.
So on top of having to navigate life ourselves, we did a lot of like corralling, co-navigating for our family who was trying to acclimate themselves to the American system from the Caribbean, which is a whole different system, as you can imagine. Yeah. So I agree. I think in my family, you know, a lot of the women in my family were entrepreneurs, and they came here at a time when women had the opportunity to get credit cards on their own. They didn't have that where they came home, where they came from. Where they came from, it was like the man was the provider. He managed the money. He had the money. You did not have money. Yeah. So my grandmother came here with zero knowledge of money. But she had the wherewithal to know to save and do and all these other things to be able to bring things together. There's this one particular story that I remember. There was this thing, and they're called a sociedad, and essentially it's like a pool of money, a community pool, a mutual aid. Everyone would put a certain amount every month, and then it would be like a turn-based system.
A susu.
Okay.
Is that what you guys call it?
You would call it a susu.
It's called a susu. And what's it called?
Sociedad.
Oh, wow.
It's called essentially a society. Yeah. So like, you came here, we found our immigrant community. She's Jamaican, I'm Dominican. And she would like go to furnish her first apartment. She like borrowed the money from
Yeah.
the society, and then it was her turn
Mm.
to get the money, and she would pay into the pool every month, and it would be a different person's turn. And they didn't have formal banking systems or access to it because of racism and then and sexism, all of the isms. So they had this mutual aid pool to help each
That
other.
sounds really cool. That I like that.
Right, but then fast forward to my society, my upbringing, it was just like credit cards bad. Credit cards bad. There's interest. They're predatory. Do not use them unless absolutely necessary. So I grew up with like terrified.
A fear
of
it.
Of money.
And like that, it wasn't an unfounded fear because I borrowed $200. Like, credit cards are borrowing. You're borrowing money. My dad is now an accountant, so I did grow up with financial knowledge, and I still made mistakes. I still made a lot of mistakes, because I think there's also that we don't talk about. I'm veering a little bit. Is like the emotional aspect of it. There is an emotional aspect to in your relationship with money, which can vary. It goes across like different socioeconomic spheres. Like that we don't talk about that. I think the way that we talk about it is very majority culture and very male centered, which not to say that men obviously have emotions too. Right. And I'm sure there's some shame built in with some of your male members who they don't talk about that either. There is like, it really does depend like what you're going through in life as well too. And that can affect your relationship with money. I follow someone, once again, I cannot remember the creator, but there's a woman, if we find them, we'll tag them. But she has been diagnosed with ADHD, and she talks about like financial wellness, financial literacy with the added aspect of having ADHD, which the not symptom, but a characteristic of it is like impulsivity. Imagine impulsivity with money. Like that's a recipe. Like, you know what I mean? Like Catholic girls, I can't remember what it was called, on Unleashed. Oh yeah. That's that's another aspect to it. They don't talk to you about it. It's so like boom, 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 boom. When you're tired after a long day of work and you have your emotional energy is just spent, and you come home, and depending on home, maybe you have a child that you need to attend to, maybe not, maybe a pet. I'm in the market for plants. A cat or plants. Or you're just you by yourself, and you're like, let me just order that Uber Eats. Yeah, because I'm tired. Like there's only so much you have capacity for, and we don't talk about. I think there are ways to obviously navigate that. Yeah. You do a great job of meal prepping. Oh, yeah, she's the queen. I do. Like great job. I love a good meal prepping, guys. Thank you so much. And I'm not great at meal prepping at all, but I do have ingredients in my fridge that make it easy for me. So I always get like a rotisserie chicken. I always have like fresh veggies, or just I can grab a handful of spring mix. Glenn's not a fan of spring mix, but
give me spinach, kale, anything, arugula, anything that tastes like something.
There's spinach and arugula in the spring mix, but anyway.
Like I want to taste food.
But literally you could get like a handful of arugula, heat up the chicken in the oven or the microwave if you're having a day. I've done it. Throw some pumpkin seeds on there and some goat cheese.
That's a fancy meal.
That's a meal right there. Like that's a meal. So I think also like as I've gotten older, understanding myself a little bit better, and what are my what are my pain points that I had to find out on my own, and how to navigate myself realistically or navigate myself.
the whole thing about Levanto is learning how to take care of yourself.
Exactly.
But like
parenting myself.
Parenting yourself, like holistically.
Mm-hmm.
Not like self-care for the face masks, which
Mm-hmm.
are great too. But like knowing that you like fresh meal done by you,
Mm-hmm.
you want meal prep for you. I do meal kits so that the ingredients come to my door and the recipes are there and they can just be made without having to think because I've already made a million decisions throughout the day. Mm-hmm. It's like finding these systems that allow us to continue to take care of ourselves.
Exactly.
And it's just like, it takes time to figure that out. Like you're getting to know yourself, you're growing up, you're making mistakes. Like what's the thing that's going to make, like, I think we just want ease.
Oh boy.
But we're American. We can't help.
Yeah,
there's
like,
an aspect.
There's ease, but then there's convenience. I also think we live in a convenience culture.
We do.
But I think the three of us, particularly given the upbringing and how we are not a person that's like striving just for convenience. Mm-hmm. Like we'll do the hard work. Mm-hmm. Like meal prepping is work.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. So impressed.
Like, you know, but she knows at the end of the day, she'll wake up and she'll have her smoothie and her egg bites in the morning.
I will. Y'all, it's so good. If anybody wants a recipe for anything or just like how I do it, just like, you know, how I
comment. That could be fun. That could be fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just like finding ways that we can take care of because you feel good about it. Yeah. Like, you know, and you feel good about having your rotisserie chicken or arugula salad as opposed to spending $1 bazillion on whatever delivery is going to show up at your door.
And it could be soggy and hot or just like cold. And most of the time, there was a period where I was ordering a lot more than I should have.
Yeah, we did a little financial one on and one of the first things you do is like you just go over your spending for the past few months. And then when you like it's unconscious, right? Unconscious. You're like
$20 here, $30 here. I'll treat myself to a bigger, like, you know, more high price item here.
And then you see the spending at the end. You're like, and like thankfully, like we all have stability in our lives in terms of financially. It took us a long time to get here.
Yes.
Yes. But you have the ability to be like, oh, I can just put it on my card, right? And then you're like, oh, I put a lot of things on that card.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, kids. That's how they get you.
Yeah. I mean, put a lot of things on that card. Because also, we don't have tactile money anymore, really.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just a tap. You don't see the money leaving your account, and it's designed that way, right?
It's truly.
Yeah. Like, now we can tap each other's phones and, like, it sounds so old. Then once upon a time, we used to use paper money.
Oh my God. That's the thing about like technology changing so fast, so quickly. Yeah. Like when I was in high school, I remember getting my first job and being like, oh, I have a debit card. And like not having to use cash anymore because I would get my money from my parents. Right. So, and they would physically give me money. Right. And then it just became a swipe.
Right. Once those swipes started swiping.
Swipe or no swiping.
But I really resonate with the whole conversation. I think that's also what I was talking about. Like, not only how to handle money, but like how do you engage with money and interact with money? Because, you know, I've talked to Glenn about this, but I'm an entrepreneur here. Only one that's like doesn't have a 9-to-5 because, you know.
She's got clients. Hit her up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Designer. She'll make your life beautiful.
Yeah.
I did help pick the beautiful paint color that is our background.
She did.
Here.
Yeah. See the work here?
Yes. So, but, you know, as an entrepreneur, your money is not solid. It's not steady yet.
We're manifesting abundance.
We're manifesting abundance. And I didn't realize how much my self-worth was tied into my pocket. And like my pocket, I was just like, oh my gosh. And I love my friends here. Erica would be like, Asia, just come to DC. Everything will be on me. It's okay. Like, I'll take care of you. And sometimes I took you up on that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was like, I can't step outside. It costs too much money to breathe air.
And that's fair.
Capitalism makes it too expensive to exist.
Right. It does. And so what I'm finding now in my age now is just like, okay, the conversations that you're not tied to your bank account because America says people with X amount of dollars receive X amount of respect, or that type of whole conversation. So I wish, when I talk about what I wish I had more of my upbringing, was like that conversation too, like how to handle money and how does money handle you, right?
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah, because it is reciprocal. It is a we have to
Yeah.
have money.
I know.
There's really no
so
choice.
sad. It's so upsetting.
Want to live on an island somewhere. We still need the money to live on the island. Right? One day, guys.
One day. We already said it. We already spoke it. So it's going to happen. It made me think, as soon as you said, like, I wish I had the conversation, it was such a meta moment of like, we're having the conversation now. And somebody, because like those kind of conversations are happening with our generation.
Yeah.
We are deconstructing, what does my job title, is that attached to my worth? How much money I'm making, is that attached to my worth? Like, what makes up me? If you strip away all these other things, what makes up me? And I just had this like flash of like, while we're having the conversation now, and like maybe in 50 years, hopefully sooner, but like, it'll be so commonplace to be having these conversations in these different facets of financial freedom and literacy. And I don't know, it just made me happy.
Yeah, you're right. I think we are on the cusp. There's so many women of color, like on social media, like creating businesses, like we are making our own tables. Like whether, and that's why I wanted Levanto I want it to be commonplace. I don't want it to be gatekept like it has been. And, there's so many people out there that are like, are no longer gatekeeping. I'm going to do this work to help you. It's a very eldest daughter. I'm going to do this work to help you.
Right.
Right. But I'm also like, it's a community. So we're helping each other and we're having these conversations and we're holding each other accountable. And that's the thing, like social media, you can save, that's a brilliant tip. Let me save that. Right. But like, who are you having the conversation with to be like, okay, Asia, we need to have a money accountability session. She loves an accountability session.
I do.
So it's like, who's going to hold you accountable to do these things? Because like adulting is like not fun most of the time.
I'm finding adulting to be a group project.
Yes!
Truly. And it is very important
who your group is,
who is in that group with you. Like your weakest member still has to be like the best person like that is what I'm learning is like, even we all have strengths, we all have weaknesses, but they do say like you are the 5 people that you hang out with,
the company you keep.
Exactly. And last night we went out for my birthday again. And it was 5 of us. And I just looked around the table and I was like, this is my council. These are the people that I talk to about life. And it's not just dating or something like that. It's like life stuff. And they help get me through it. And we learn from each other. And that particular group, we span the length of probably like the 30s. So we have couple people in that group who are just entering their 30s. We have a couple people in that group who are heading towards their late 30s into their 40s, but it's around a 10-year time span. Right. And there's a lot of learning just amongst each other. Yeah, across each other. Yeah, it's not just the 3 of us teaching them or anything like that. It's like we're learning from each other of like, that is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think as eldest daughters, we kind of realized we were like pioneers. We were doing it on our own. So much of our work, our things were on our own. I'm like, why am I struggling by myself? Like, let's struggle together.
Struggle together.
But like you said, the caliber of people who we are, the group of people that you surround yourself with, will lift you. We all have low moments, so they can lift you through those moments and get through. So, but if you're on your own and you feel on your own, you're navigating life on your own, it becomes this is like, it is daunting.
It's daunting. We weren't made to do it alone.
No,
we were like,
community is part of our DNA.
Truly. As humans, it is part of our DNA. We can't escape it.
Right.
And I think, I have felt, even if I'm struggling, knowing that I have like a good group of people around me, like, okay, say I lose this place, that's like my like worst case scenario is like I become, homeless or something. And
Could never happen.
I know, and that's the thing. Like, it could never
happen.
happen because I'm like, these people would have me and really, and they would know that I would do everything I could to kind of get myself out of that situation.
Right.
But they'd be there.
No, it's not for lack of effort.
Exactly.
Like you said, this is a group project, but we are all the group leaders.
Somehow we take turns.
Yeah.
It's a carousel of like, okay, who are we talking about today?
Yeah.
Whose issues are we talking about today?
Who are we dealing with? Who needs accountability?
Exactly.
What dreams are we striving for? How can we help each other get there?
Mm-hmm.
And I think as we've gotten older, I'm a girl's girl. I only want to be around girls.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Like, there is no other people I want in my life. And you realize that as you get older. Because, in your 20s, you're still trying to figure yourself out. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is trying to figure themselves out and how they intertwine and how to interact. Like, Levanto is a community for girls.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. That's very true.
This is the safe space that I want to create because there is so much opportunity to have people that will bring you down, those weakest links. And with time, they either cast themselves off or you got to do some casting off.
Which realistically is just, I had to cast you off because you casted yourself off.
Right.
You fired yourself, right? You just did yourself.
You did it to yourself.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
Right.
Look what you made me do.
Now we're really showing.
Yeah.
But essentially, yes. And then, but now that you are surrounded by the girls, you're like, well, now this is what I expect from everyone.
I can't go back.
Right.
High caliber. That's all I want.
So we're so lucky to have that. But it took us some time to get here. And that's why we wanted to have these conversations now, because someone out there is looking for that. And, we're here. We're out there. You just got to make sure that you are prioritizing yourself in a way that feels healthy. Surround yourself with people who are prioritizing themselves that in a healthy way. Because there's some not so healthy ways.
Yes.
And, kind of realize that life is a group project.
Yeah.
And the more that we realize that and surround ourselves with people who also want to see us succeed, like we all want to see each other succeed.
There's no jealousy. I remember I went to like an entrepreneur event with Glenn. I was in town for another friend. One of the people I called my counsel was her birthday weekend. So I came into town and to New York. Yes. And Glenn's like, I'm going to this entrepreneur event. You should just come. And I was like, sure. Like, and I have my own dreams we won't get into now. They're not as developed as these two. So
no, they're lovely dreams.
They are lovely dreams. And so I just
on paper.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we were all kind of like sitting in a circle with our coffee and like met at a cafe. Like it was great. The group of people were amazing that we were with. And, everyone's going around talking about their business and what they hope, what are their, hurdles that they're overcoming. All women of color. And I'm sitting next to Glenn and it came my turn. And I'm like, I'm a friend. I did not know this was happening here today. I kind of
I just
stumbled into this.
Hey, you want to come with me to this thing?
Sure.
Sounds like someone else that used to do that.
Oh, for sure. This one, we used to run the streets of New York all the time. Want to come to this event? And how about this one? This one. So I was like, hey.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. And she's talking about her thing, and I'm talking about some things I want to do, but we're kind of like doing the thing you do with your friends. You're like bouncing off each other, vibing. And like, and then it would get to like the part where people are like, hey, like guys, here's a hurdle that I'm going over, And so like I would tell the group some of the advice that I would give Glenn when, she would call me. And they were just like, you're a really good friend.
Yeah, like she is. Like she really is. Like, but it was just like to us because it's just so common.
Yeah.
They were really like.
They were so shocked.
Like your friendship, like you guys,
right?
Like,
and you're not like
coming up to us, and like after the event was all over, and they were all like, "Oh my gosh!"
And they're like, "You're not." So I remember the one comment. It was like, "And you're not jealous of her." It wasn't even a question. It was just more of a statement of like they could tell just with the care in which I talked with you and helped you through things that they were like, "And you're not jealous of her at all." And I'm like, "Why would I be?" Like that's such a weird thing to do. Like to be in communion with someone that I feel jealous. Like, no, her successes, I am in the audience with a sign, cheering up and down, tears running down my face. I'm like, I'm so happy for like, it doesn't even cross my mind.
It's like legit, genuine feeling. Like,
right.
Every day that I'm with her at events, I'm like, she was in the New York Times. I just like shouted out.
She was in the New York Times, by the way.
Featured
So,
in New York Times.
just as a heads up.
So.
Hi.
But that's what I mean. Like, we hype each other up because sometimes we are like shouting about our accomplishments, or we're in our own heads, so we don't feel like we've accomplished enough because there's a place we want to get to and we haven't gotten there yet.
And it takes time.
It takes time, yeah.
It takes a lot more time than you think it does. Yeah. And you are going to feel like you're behind during the entire process.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, everyone else is achieving. And you're like, oh, this wasn't a 1-year dream. This was a 15-year dream. And I just didn't know that that's how much long it was going to take.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's important.
Yeah. And I think in the sense of community and why you should join groups like the Levanto Collective, is when you have these long dreams, you need your group to support you along, you know? Yeah. You need to build your group members because it's going to get hard along the way. Not even, well, yes, entrepreneurship for sure is a whole nother conversation we can talk about. But just like life in general, I'm sure we can have a whole nother conversation of how we three individually thought our lives would be different. Versions of what they are right now. Not that we're not.
What we were sold is not what we got.
What we were sold is not what we got. So
it's sort of like the thing, the team dress. You order from Team.
I really don't be ordering from Team. But I hear the stories.
Like, it's the TikTok that I see, right? Like, you'll see like what I ordered
and what I got.
What I got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what I got is not what I ordered.
And what you got is just as ill-fitting as that dress.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is not working for me.
Like, what's going on? But I mean, you know, I just say that to say that there's support out there, and you really gotta. What I'm learning, especially now in my age, you really gotta cultivate and find that support externally to also help with the support internally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a beautiful way to end.
I think so too.
That's a great place to end. Well, thanks so much, guys, for joining me here.
Yes. I think we should do this again.
I have been saying this
she has.
for the longest
she has.
time to these two.
That's true. We're camera shy. She's not camera shy.
At all. Clearly.
I'm still learning. I'm getting it.
We're so proud.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. I loved that one, Elise.